for everyone who is seeking answers. Chapter 1. I was alone in a room full of strangers. They all knew who I was, but only a handful of them were familiar to me. I guess that's why I was there. A curiosity, a minor celebrity, someone to draw a crowd. Starting a new overseas office was always exciting, and I never missed a launch, but there was more at stake now. My exploits in Delhi, Berlin, Moscow, and elsewhere had given me a degree of notoriety in law enforcement and intelligence circles, and I felt I had a reputation to live up to. Matteo Ricci, the former City of Rome police inspector I'd hired to start the private Rome office, had been busy promoting me and the detective agency to Rome's rich, powerful, and influential citizens. Matteo, a personal man in his mid-30s with an impressive track record as a cop, had spent the entire evening at my side, introducing me to a succession of potential clients. Roman entrepreneurs, politicians, clergy, journalists, police officers, lawyers, bankers, a blur of faces atop interchangeable tuxedos or glamorous cocktail dresses. I would only be able to put a handful of names to faces, but that wasn't my job. Matteo knew who these people were and would follow up when the office was fully running. "Mr. Morgan," he said, drawing my attention away from the small group I was talking to. It was his way of signaling they'd had their time. "I'd like you to meet Joseph Stadler, Chief Operating Officer of the Vatican Bank." He nodded toward a tall, angular, silver-haired man in a well-tailored tux. "Pleased to meet you, Mr. Morgan," he said, in excellent English, spoken with a strong Swiss accent. "This is my executive assistant, Christian Altmer." The man beside him had a thick crop of blonde hair and a tan that spoke of too much time wasted on the slopes or at the beach. Altmer oozed easy charm, flashing a smile of pure white, and I disliked him instantly. "Nice to meet you," he said, offering me his hand. "Likewise," I replied, shaking hands with both men. "This is quite a party," Altmer remarked. We were at La Posta Vecchia, a well-known hotel overlooking the Tyrrhenian Sea, some 50 kilometers from the center of Rome. The splendid converted palazzo evoked Renaissance Italy, a time when people studied the achievements of classical antiquity and strove to match or surpass them. The building itself was equal to anything the ancient Romans had left behind. Heavy stone walls, grand terraces overlooking the sea, cobbled pathways running through ornate gardens, ancient beams, polished wooden flooring, painted plaster walls, and in some rooms, sculpted reliefs on walls and ceilings. I just wanted to put out a sign saying we were open for business, but Matteo said Rome prefers a party, I told the bankers. "Come on, when do I get to meet the hero of Moscow?" a woman standing behind Stadler and Altmer asked loudly. She wore a figure-hugging black mini-dress, and her blonde hair was pulled back into a tight bun. "Jack," Matteo said to me with a smile, "this is Esther Cavalli." If Stadler was put out, he didn't show it, but Altmer did, eyeing Esther with a look of disdain. "Perhaps we will get a chance to talk later," Stadler observed to me. "I hope so," I replied, and he and Altmer moved on, allowing the brash blonde to take center stage. "It's like waiting to meet a king," she scoffed. "I only tolerate it for Matteo's sake." He assured me lots of people would be interested in meeting me, and it seems he was right, I replied. "Matteo knows Rome better than most." "Not so well as you do, Esther," he countered. "Esther is one of Italy's best corporate lawyers," he told me. "A grand attorney," he added with a low bow. He was charming without being a creep. Knew when to engage, press a conversation, back off, which suggested a high degree of empathy, one of the many qualities that had impressed me when I'd interviewed him a little over 4 months ago. We'd met each other 3 times before tonight. The first was a formal interview in the Hotel Hassler, the second for a coffee at a little place he knew near Vatican City, where we'd bonded over our mutual passion for boxing and Formula One.